What is up, you guys? This is Slender. This is my experience with Slender. I'm going to turn it down for me, but again, with my experiences, I can't help the volume of sound, so if I sound a little weird, I'm sorry, or if this game's louder than me, or if I'm louder than the game, or, sound quality in these are not my priority. Okay, Slender. I'm in a dark room, I'm using headphones, I'm using all that. Okay. I have played Slender before, and I'm going to tell you about my first impressions of Slender. And I'm not lying to you, I had them on film, and I have them somewhere. I think they're on my hard drive. So, if I have to, I'll go dig those out. I even have Facecam with them, just because I wanted to see how Facecam would go about going. This is a boring game, and this is my first impressions. I'm not saying like now after I've played it and beat it and whatever and all that good junk. This is an absolute boring game. There is nothing good about this game. I don't know how it's gotten so much publicity. I don't care how it's gotten so much publicity. I don't know why it has so many mods and so many different changes. It's just one big jump scare in a very crappy environment, with very low graphics and stuff. This game, it makes sense, okay, because it takes us back to the old horror games back in the day, back when the graphics is what made the game scary, like Silent Hill 2. The very dingy, abysmal graphics, the music, the atmosphere is what gets people in these. I understand why it works, but it's not a good game. I don't care about Slender. It's one dude following you around, which is not scary anymore in today's horror genres. So if you've played other horror games, there's nothing about this game that could be even remotely considered scary. I don't consider Dead Space to be a scary game. It only uses jump scares to scare its audience, which is not exactly a scary tactic when you really get down into it. Yes, it works. It's just more of a gory action game than anything else. I really liked the old horror games like Silent Hill 2 and, the old Silent Hill games in general really worked for me. Condemned 2 Bloodshot did its job for a little while, until, it didn't have much replayability. But it definitely did its job on the first playthrough, that is for sure. But horror games nowadays have gotten to a really awkward place in my heart, and I really wish they would. I like that we're trying to make a step back with Slender and Amnesia and stuff like that, but it really doesn't help. Now, Amnesia, I've got to give it credit. I really liked Amnesia. It has a beautiful story, very dark and dismal area, and it's a game. I like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. It's so beautiful. But this is just a dude walking around in the friggin' woods, and you're just waiting for the one scare to pop up. Sure, it's got you that, I'm gonna die, I've gotta be quick, you've got that chase atmosphere type thing, but there's really nothing else to it. And no, I probably won't win this one. I'm just lollygagging around. I have to use that word at least once in this. Help me, it's just a simple game. And yes, I understand I'm really bashing the game here, but there's really nothing that I can say that's decent about it. I mean, it gets the job done. That's what it is. It's the Walmart of gaming. It's not anything that's new. It's not anything revolutionary. It's not some big idea. Even the Slenderman meme, the meme as in and of itself, when it was first starting out, was a really interesting meme. I really liked the idea. It was kind of like, what's his name? Shadow Lurker, it's just one of those funny little creepy things that you can create and, just fun to mess around with. Now people want to say he's real and all that junk, but whatever. Boogeyman's real too then, and so is Casper. But anyway, the horror market really needs something new, and I like the idea that we're taking this step of using the environment to scare its audience. So it's a step in the right direction. So I will say that it is an improvement, but I just don't see its hype and how everybody's looked at it as such a great game. At best, it's amusing at best because of what it's asking you to do, and apparently there's no papers on this tree. But it's amusing at best. I'm not going to give it a grade A like some people have been considering it, and a lot of YouTubers have been posting reactions and junk like that of them getting and flipping out and overreacting to their tormented scariness of this game. Nah. Even my first time playing this game, I was like, okay, so walk forward, don't let him follow you. You have a run button that runs out. You can turn your flashlight on and off. Okay, so now we're just walking around in the woods. Alright. But the point is, and my first experience with this game, honestly, even though it told me to, get the 8 pages, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, we're just gonna run around. The first time I played it, I was like, oh, and it actually got me. I was like, oh, it scared me, ooga booga booga booga, But my second time playing, I just walked straight up to Slenderman and said hi. And you can walk all the way up to his character model. There's a timer on it, so you can stare at him for 3 seconds, directly in the face next to him, and it won't do anything to you. Listen to those sounds. You got a really deep breathing character, really low-pitched ambionic music, the crunching of the ground, the dark, your flashlight slowly fading, which is actually a really neat optical trick, I will say. But in the end, it's just meh. It's a game. It's decent. It's just not anything revolutionary or big like some people have made this game out to be. I just hope that game developers don't think to themselves that this is what type of game they should be making for consoles and PCs, and that they need to do something like this. Because if they start thinking that, we're going to see some really, really bad games soon. Now, if they take the concept and then, purify it and, polish it up a little bit, then yeah, I can see it being a decent little concept. But other than that, there's really nothing. What's up, Slender? It's just a single jump scare. It's literally, and then it closes your screen out and shows my old monk background for Demon Souls. So yeah, that's my experience with Slenderman. I highly doubt I'll ever make another video for Slenderman, but that's my experience with Slenderman. Yay, I guess. There's nothing. I don't see the appeal. It's never really scared me, because scared is an awkward term to use in this. It made me jump my first time. I almost jumped this last time. But no, I just don't see it. I mean, how could I compare this? A haunted house. A haunted house has a lot of jump scares and a lot of stuff, and it's a one-way track, and keeps you on the edge. But it's like a haunted house with only one scare. It's like you walk through all of these rooms filled with fake spiders, fake, skeletons. Nothing's jumping out. It's just, flashing lights and stuff like that. And you're walking through it for a good 5-10 minutes, and then at the end you've got a dude with a chainsaw. That's it. That's all the haunted house is. You only have one person running it, or well, maybe two people. One person to take the tickets and one person to scare people. But you only have like one person in the entire house that's designed to scare somebody. Nothing's popping out. Nothing's screaming. No weird. It's maybe got weird music, but that's about it. It's only one pop out scare. So does that make it a really good haunted house? But then we're asking, what makes a good haunted house? Is a haunted house really good because they have multiple different pop-out scares? I disagree. I find that you should probably have a decent mixture. You should have, ambient music, really scary, keeping them on edge, and then have a pop scare, because that releases that tension of something's going to jump out, something's going to jump out, something's going to jump out, something's going to jump out. Boom! Something jumps out. Then let that tension build up again, and only do it in long intervals. If we take a game like Dead Space, we have a jump out scare, then a jump out scare, then a jump out scare, then a jump out scare, and 2 chapters into the game, you know that there's going to be a jump out scare, because the whole entire game is a jump out scare. It's constantly just something jumping out trying to scare you. Constantly over and 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 over. Weird death scenes, very gory, just that's not scare. It ruins the scare due to the amount of jumps and scares that it's trying to do. Whereas a game with say, I guess Amnesia would be a great example. It has a lot of ambience, a lot of ambient noises, and it has a few books falling off of a shelf, weird hallucinations. It keeps things really vivid and flowy, I guess you could say. And then a jump out scare or a monster walks by, but instead of using the jump out scare tactic, you know that the monster's coming. They allow you to know that monster will be coming into the room soon. That allows you to prepare yourself. Now, the beauty of this game is you're hiding in a closet or hiding behind something to stay away from the monster. So you have this tension that builds up during the experience of, maybe I'll find out. I don't know. I don't want to find out. Stay away. Please be quiet. I'm in the dark. And I love it because you have to hide in the dark to hide from the monsters. But the darkness decays your mental state. So you're sitting there, you have to give up your mental state in order to stay physically safe. And if you stay physically safe, then your mental state's gone. If you want to stay mentally safe, then your physical state goes. And it's just a great combination of how you should do, the whole thing. You keep a constant conflict in the player's mind of, do I want to give up this little bit, or do I want to try to run and, threaten being hurting? And, am I in the light correctly? That whole conflict of interest is just what makes Amnesia so interesting to me. But a game like this, it's just walk forward, find location A to get page B. That's it. Literally, that's it. I mean, you could play the game without the flashlight if you knew where you were going. Flashlight's only there to create ambience and to be a aid, basically. It's just something to aid you in the game. The music is the ambience, so that's fine. The music was good. I will say that the music and the ambience was a very good thing. But it only has one jump out scare. I mean, yeah, it has, if you count turning around and, doing that stuff, and your first time you're probably going to do that, so it may get you, but there's no replayability. It's really just, I just don't like, it just doesn't click. Nothing clicks with Slender. And what I mean by click is, I don't understand how it got so big. It has to be just because of the YouTube videos, because of people playing it, getting freaked out, and the reaction videos. Because without those reaction videos, I doubt this game would be as popular as it is. So I hope you enjoyed looking at my wallpapers. Thanks for watching. This is Slender. If you'd like to watch me play Slender, which is going to be really boring, I will say that. Feel free to post in the comments. But this was my experience with Slender. So thank you for watching.